Leo, winning streaks come to an end in a most bizarre fashion, really.
Yeah, look, if you defend like we defended in the first half, then you're going to lose games of football, because defensively we're in absolute shambles today. And you can't gift goals like we did, although some of them were very good. We've conceded on a corner, great strike from the lad, we get back into it 1-1, I think, right, we're solid, and then we just capitulated for 20 minutes, looked like we've never defended before, we were too deep. Everything that come out of our game slipped back in today. And listen, as I said to you before, you can't have your best players out the side, and Joe and Ethan Light, unfortunately Ethan's not with us no more. When you take your best players out and you haven't been able to replace them, then that's what happens. The problem is now we've got a really, really small squad. We've got big injury concerns going into Monday, and it could end up being very, very difficult final sort of 6 games left, because we just defended so poorly for 60 minutes, and then I thought after 60 minutes we were sensational. Best we've been for so long. We were so good, and their keepers kept a minute in the end. But if you've got to score 6 goals to get a result, then we've got major problems.
We conceded 2 penalties. Any complaints?
No, I think the only complaint for me is the one in the I don't know if it was the third or the second goal, was a handball. It looks handball to me. Everyone's told me it's handball. I need to see it back. But no complaints with the penalties. They're both penalties. We're too naive to go down in the box. Our team, we've had 1 penalty in 80 odd games, haven't we? So we're too naive to go down. And it was a good move. I thought Beaconsfield were very good for long spells today. But I say it to everyone. My team, when we're in the game with half hour to go, we're as good as anything. I'll put us up against anyone, because we're that good. And we've just shown there today that the supporters, I've actually come off the pitch happy, and actually now I start to think about it, I shouldn't be happy, because for 60 minutes we were awful, but for 30 minutes we were sensational, and we should have had more goals, we should have had more chances. We were brilliant, but there you go, you can't win the game with 30 minutes to go. You need to be in it to win it, and we weren't.
Quality of our goals and theirs on the 2 penalties, all of them were flipping exceptional.
Yeah, and I think you get games like that. Look, we can look at it and say we weren't right here, weren't right there, but there's got to be 6 goals there. We're incredible. I mean, the one that Nico and Curtis had linked up for to score was a great goal, and there were so many of them today, and that was pleasing. That was really pleasing that we scored good goals, but they scored good goals. But I just felt we could do so much more with the defending wise, and there's one there's a goal kick. I can't remember, it was the second goal, I think it was, and we're 30 yards an hour after a goal kick. They've scored for it. 2 minutes later they get a goal kick. We're on the halfway line. We win the first contact, and they're the little things that can't happen, and we need to rectify them really quickly if we're going to do anything. And look, I'm probably a little bit disappointed, because we believed that we could have sneaked in playoffs. We really did believe that, but listen, you probably can't with the strength in depth that we've got in the squad. It will probably caught up with us, and we're over 50 games deep into a season now, and very hard for me to criticise these players that have been so good, and even again today, if anyone leaves here criticising them, then they need a long hard look at themselves, because for half hour there we were breathtaking, but we needed to do a little bit more before that.
Quick turnaround before Monday against Hayes and the Hendon side, who get an extra day's rest. They played on Thursday night, on Friday night. It's going to be a tough one, but they've lost their manager, and he's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Make a difference or not?
Yeah. Look, I don't think so. I think the manager they've got in place now, the 2 of them, that people respect Delroy for what he's done in the game, and he'll demand out of his players. And look, Hayes should never be where they are, in my opinion. They're a very good side, and look, at the moment I'll be brutally honest, if we get 4 on the bench, we've done well, because we're really struggling. We're really struggling, and I've got to try and patch a group up here and get a performance out of them, which is going to be really hard. And like little things, we can't play here yesterday. Ideally we wanted to play, because they were up for it, we were up for it, but it just doesn't make sense and doesn't work for the ground, because it's closed. So unfortunately it leaves us a day's rest. We're hurting, we're walking wounded, but the group, they'll have a go no matter what, and that's the one thing I can't criticise these group of players for all season, that even today, as bad as we were at times, some of the stuff we played at the end there was so good and so pleasing to see, and they give us everything. Again, they're gutted in there, they're really gutted, because look, our playoff chase that we should never ever be in, our remit is to always finish it 5th from bottom. We should never ever be in that playoff chase, but it's not today that's probably lost that. It's probably the 11 draws, where probably 5 or 6 of them could have been 3 points, and that's probably what's hurt us. So we're a little bit hurt today, we're a little bit wounded, because I really fancied us. I fancy us when we're good. like we were in the last half hour, we're very good, but we just conceded really poor goals. And full credit to Beaconsfield. Look, I'm not here saying it was all us, because it wasn't, because they scored some great goals, they had pace and power going forward, but we just defended so poorly. Basic errors have cost us the game today, which is a shame. But you've seen the chances we've created at the end there. The keeper's kept him in it, and honestly, if we'd have walked off 8-7, either way, it'd have probably been a fair result. I think it was just one of them days. But a little bit of disappointment in the group, a little bit of disappointment from me, but they'll pick themselves up. They'll go again on Monday, no matter what we've got out there, and they'll give the club everything. And that's what they've done every single game that they've walked out for this football club. And that's what makes me very, very proud of these group of players, because they've been sensational all year, haven't they? They've been so good. So let's try and finish the season off as well as we can, as best as we can. Let's try and make sure that we've got a fit enough team to get out on the pitch at the moment, because it is really tight. I'll be really honest, it's really tight. They're struggling. Get Monday out of the way, and then hopefully 4 or 5 days rest ready for next Saturday, and we go again.